Then now it's the question of where's Baker Mayfield going to go? Here's the short answer. I don't know. Here's the long answer. Right now, as we're sitting here, and I just mentioned how things can quickly change because it looked like the Colts were completely dead in the water without a quarterback. And their guys on the bench right now are Sam Ehlinger, and James Morgan. They've never completed a pass in the NFL, and the Colts love, their Texas Longhorn at the backup spot. So now they've got 2 more years with Matt Ryan to keep him percolating, watering and fertilizing him. But I don't know. As it currently looks like right here, I think Mayfield, if Seattle doesn't come and get him, right now, I don't know if Mayfield's going to even have a spot in another team. I think he's going to sit in limbo through the draft.
Ooh, good chance, right?
Honestly, folks, I spent a good portion of the prep time for this program, which is very steep and voluminous for me. Looking at all the other quarterback spots in the NFL. And with Jameis getting the gig in New Orleans, clearly, they're paying him 2 years and $28 million, a good portion of it guaranteed. And Mariota signing in Atlanta, right? And he knows Arthur Smith's system when they were with Tennessee together. And with clearly Deshaun Watson taking Baker's spot in Cleveland, and with Matt Ryan taking the spot in Indianapolis, Seattle's the only spot where they could take him and let him compete with Drew Lock and see what happens. Outside of that, I think everybody else is going to sit there and see what comes out of the draft. And if they need Baker, then go in Baker's direction then. And for Cleveland, you know what? I know Cleveland Browns fans are maybe thinking that Baker should that they're done with him, obviously. But Cleveland needs a trade partner for him where I wouldn't offer more than a 4 for him right now. They got to get rid of him. They've got to send him somewhere. Where's he going to go? Even like someplace like the Giants. Let's just throw the Giants out there, where Daniel Jones was hurt at the end of the year last year, and his neck might not be, healed enough in time, let's just say, for the season. They got Tyrod Taylor, which, as we know, Browns fans know, was the quarterback standing in his way for the first couple of weeks after he got drafted. Hugh Jackson was sticking with Tyrod Taylor. But there's Tyrod Taylor there. What about in Miami, right? They got Tua there. Could he back up there? No. I mean, they got Teddy Bridgewater.
Who won't say what his role is on the team.
Well,
Teddy won't?
Yeah.
Really?
That's something for Mike McDaniel to have to figure out, talking only about the guys who are there. And he doesn't have a crystal ball, and it is what it is.
It is
right?
what it is,
what it is, guys.
So
Teddy Two Gloves.
Case Keenum's no longer in Cleveland anymore. He's in Buffalo. Trubisky is in Pittsburgh. Would they, Baker might have to wait through the draft and then to back up for somebody. Like, why would Seattle flip a draft choice for Baker now if they really like some kid in the draft that they want to go get? What if they like this Desmond Ridder kid out of Cincinnati, right? Why would you go get Baker now if you can get him in the draft? If you don't get him in the draft, then you go get Baker. Like, that's the way I think this is going to play out. Now, watch, obviously, during our show today, Baker gets traded.
To who, though?
I don't know, guys. I don't know. And I don't think he does either. Even how about this for just wild? Because you just try to plug and play with histories and who knows who. That's how Marcus Mariota wound up in Atlanta, right? Even if, just how about this one? How about Arizona, right? There's Murray, there's him, there's Kingsbury. I mean, and so, but they have Colt McCoy, who, by the way, you could sit here and say, Colt Colt McCoy won some significant
Well, it was
football
great.
games for this team
He's
last
a
year.
perfect backup quarterback.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you swap out Colt McCoy for Baker Mayfield? I literally just said that. And I know Browns fans are like, it's kind of heresy to say that. That's a Heisman Trophy winning first overall drafted quarterback. But the reality of the situation is boots on the ground and on depth charts, I have no idea where he can wind up as a starter in this league right now. Unless Seattle comes and gets him. But if Seattle likes a kid in the draft, why would they use draft capital to fill up their quarterback room with somebody who costs like $18 million bucks this year? I honestly don't know what his options are other than to sit and wait and see how it all plays out.
I think that's his only option, right?
Because the Colts just filled up a spot, and Atlanta just filled up a spot, and you could sit and you say, what about Houston? They got Davis Mills, who, by the way, was the second best rookie quarterback last year in terms of production and winning and looking like he knows the role. And, Houston had a shot at him in the trade and didn't take him. Honestly, don't know, guys. That's the current snapshot.
Love it.
Rich,
Sit around. Mike White, you make fun of him. Why would the Jets take Baker Mayfield? An $18 million backup. If he loses he's going to lose the quarterback, competition in New York. They're going to start their rookie no matter what. You could sit there. Nick Foles is the backup in Chicago. Yeah, you got to have him sitting there because Justin Fields is clearly the guy there. You're not going to have somebody who's guaranteed $18 million to back up the quarterback competition between him and Drew Lock in Seattle that would be, materialized. I think Mayfield would win just on salary cap cost alone. But if Seattle likes any of these kids in the draft to go get and say, we'll just live with Drew Lock for a year, or maybe throw this kid in the deep end of the pool and get him going because we need to start winning sooner rather than later for our head coach. Plain and simple, I just do not know what the scoop is for Baker Mayfield, and I don't think he knows either right now. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.